Have a nice day. George Carlin famously said, "No thanks, I've made other plans." My fashion stylist friend Marcy was called in by her condo board for refusing to follow the rules in her building. She was incensed. None of us want to be called out for doing anything wrong. But how do they know when we refuse? The Psalms tell us there are no good people or bad people, just people on the right path and people on the wrong path. It's not for us to say. When you think of all the people who've lived in the history of the world, those alive today, the current population is kind of like the small bloom of people, or like the crust on the top of the earth. We need to be grateful for everyone, if even for the simple fact that they're here. If you need to curse someone, curse the dead, but the living, none of us are around long enough not to have a nice day. Welcome. Welcome to Illinois Bridging Awareness. I'm Stanley Smith. We've been talking about reacting and responding in God's perfect balance. Reacting implies a sudden reflex action, and responding implies a more measured, considered approach. When we consider God's creation perfectly reflects God's will for us, we can have the acceptance which allows for us to have space to respond in love and gratitude, even in a bad situation. Like a movie within a movie, there is a main drama that gets our attention and many other smaller plots. Chaos seems to get a lot of airtime, but not so much for the bliss part. When we see the world just as the way God wants it to be and our place in it as being on the right path, we can step out of the timeline of others who are dragging us down. We're not being resurrected into our lives or even new life, but into God's life. We're living our lives within the life of God in the world. Watching a podcast recently on the history of magic and alchemy, the commentator said, and now we must go to the Fine Arts Building for a quick visit to the studio of Frank Baum and the illustrator for the book, The Wizard of Oz. She asked the elevator man to take her to the 10th floor to pay her visit. She said the character of the Wizard of Oz was such a charlatan that he had the residents of Oz wear emerald colored glasses so the city would appear emerald to them. It just shows it's all how you see it. Are we seeing the world through God's eyes? And are we instead seeing the world as a world of chaos or as a world of bliss? Good things are happening. There is a bit of magic in all that. Before there was religion or science, there was magic. It's how people made sense of the world. It was an open ended view of all things where everything was possible. Today, not so much. We live with many of the magic words and phrases still in use today, though. It wasn't in the cards. Presto changeo, and step on a crack and break your mother's back. I was in rush hour traffic this week, and the I realized the reason there's so much traffic is because everyone's on the road at the same time. In the world of chaos, there are a lot of people on the road right now. It's okay, but we don't need to be on it with them. Breathe into wherever you are right now. Contemplate having a nice day. We can rise above our natural inclination to refuse to do so and balking at what we're told to do anyway. And go ahead and have a nice day. If you would like to join us at Illinois Bridging Awareness, the Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I'll include my email in the description of this video. Be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.